Hi, friends. Happy Thanksgiving. It's that time of year, and I wanted to just come on and say hello and share a few things that have been sitting with me. It's amazing. I always am so blown away about how this year has flown and so much transitions and learning and growing, right? And it's just the beginning. But it's a great time, of course, to be focused on gratitude and love and joy and connection and family. And although it would be nice for us to have that every day, it's something that I strive for, to keep reminding myself. And when I forget, to come back to those things and just to help it grow and get stronger. And this year, of course, has been such a incredible and fascinating year, and just taken us to a whole new place. It's been a lot of the crumbling of the old, making way for the new that's yet to come. And we're still kind of in between that place. And something kind of I wanted to talk about, just some feelings I've been getting, as I know that right now, a lot has happened, and there's been a lot of division and emotions out there. And what I am guided to share is just to know that it's a good place to accept where we're at right now, regardless of whether we like it or not. For this is the moment. And at the same time, what I am also guided to share with you is to do not get attached to what you see right now, because there is a bunch of change on the horizon for us. And the next 6 weeks has potential to be some great moving and shaking of things, if you will. It's getting towards the end of the year, the end of this 2020 that was here to really break down the old systems and allow things to crumble and help each one of us to get more in alignment of, with where we're going and being in alignment with that new energy of the earth. And so it was a lot of seeming discord and just crumbling. It's the best way that I can look at it, or that I know how to describe it. And it's not done. And I know that some of us have been through a lot, and there's a lot of different emotions and things that we felt, and some barely hanging on, some made it, some didn't. And it's hard sometimes to see that that could be a good thing. And I know that it can be challenging, in the midst of all of these transitions and hardships. And yet I do know with every ounce of my being that it was all part of a necessary shifting that had to happen for our own growth, for the planet's growth, and for where we're moving to. And things have changed in a way that they've never changed before. And so we have to align with that, or shift in another direction, which is that's what a lot of the differences that we've been seeing. And there's, again, from the feeling that I'm getting, the guidance that I've been getting, and I've been seeing this validated in many others as well, getting the same thing, there is a lot more to come in the next 6 weeks. And so it's important to, check in with yourself and make sure you're not attached to anything. Don't be attached to outcome, to how you think it's going to be or play out, and that you even think that what's going to happen. Because if anything, if you haven't learned anything from this year, is to understand that things can happen in way different than we might ever imagine. And more of that is coming. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because we're stepping into something new, the new way of doing things and of being in the world. And so that means that the outcomes can look very different than what we might be used to, because we only have certain pictures in our head from our past experiences and learning and growth. So, from what they tell me, is even though it may seem really challenging in the next 6 weeks or whatever is coming, that to know and have faith that it is necessary, and that it is bringing us to a better place. It's helping to balance things out. And we just have to really that's where I think some of our connections come in, is being able to connect with our loved ones and friends and know that we are supported and that we are not alone, and that no matter what we see or feel, that it's gonna be okay. And that is like my biggest message. And I think, coming on to Thanksgiving, that's something that I've been, really holding on to. And I see so many changes just even in my own life and the people around me, and having to process those changes and adjust. And yet as I do that, that's always the reminders I get that everything's okay. And the key is staying in the moment, not holding on to, even no matter what's said or looks like it's officially done, doesn't mean it is. Until things actually play out and unfold, nothing's set in stone. It just isn't, especially these days. And even though things may look like they aren't for your highest good, if you trust in the process and the timing and all that, then you know that they are, even when they don't look like what we think that they should. And so please keep that in mind with the coming changes. And, if you are in a good place, make sure that you're reaching out and helping people too. This is that whole season of giving and coming from the heart. And I know this is going to be a very different holiday for everybody, depending on what limitations or what people are experiencing or how they're handling them. And but it's coming back to bringing us to a place which could even be better, of coming from the heart, coming back to loving each other and being kind to each other and compassionate and being grateful for everything and everyone, and that can make huge changes and shifts and help us to manifest a much better picture, a much nicer looking picture. Anyway, I wanted to, kind of just share that, and reminder again, whatever we're seeing or feeling when it feels challenging or difficult or any of that, we all have the ability to shift our focus. And there's always something to be grateful for. There really is. And if you have, kind of shift your perception to always, to see, maybe I feel like we should embrace whatever we're feeling, whatever, imbalances come up, whatever negativities, whatever. I think it's important to look at them and feel them, and then do our best to kind of balance it out or shift our perception or perspective to how we can, like what we can do now. What does this moment bring? What all this is happening, but stay in the moment so that we're not fretting or freaking out over something that might be happening tomorrow or that happened yesterday. And instead, okay, now what? Okay, I did my thing. I, felt my emotions. I felt my fears. I felt my sadness, my hurt. Okay, now what step do I take right now? And then you bring it back to yourself. And you bring it back to listening to your inner guidance to tell you, let your heart guide you. And that's going to be so important in the coming days, is to keep bringing ourselves there, to practice and strengthen that practice if you're already practicing it, to stay and live in the moment, and to live with gratitude and joy and trust and faith and surrender, regardless of what your beliefs are. Those are really important right now. And to know that it is bringing us to a great place. It really is. It's just sometimes we have to go through the crumbling or the mud to get there, or the rain to get the rainbow, right? And that's kind of some of the stuff that's upon us. And anyway, I just felt really guided to share that today, and thinking of all of you on this pre-Thanksgiving evening, and just holding so much love and gratitude for this world. And I myself go through the ups and downs. Yesterday was a crying fest for me, but I always feel so much better after. It's like I go into those moments and I feel it all and I just embrace it all. And then I come out, and we all have our support. And if you don't, you can open yourself up to that, and the universe will show you how to bring that into your lives. My thing is just thank you, higher self, thank you, divine design, for showing me how to bring this in, or showing me, how to allow this to be in my life. And then it shows up, and having that support really helps. And then coming out of those moments, once you fully embrace whatever it is, for myself, I always feel way better. Like I feel so much more energized today. I feel so much more clarity, more peace. And I realized that was just a layer I was clearing. And we're clearing lots of deep layers right now, like very, very deep layers. And they're necessary. And they're helping us to open ourselves up to the new ways of the way the energy is going to be moving and flowing on this planet. And that's really living in the moment. And so, anyway, again, just thinking of everybody and holding so much love and peace and joy for all of you and faith, and just really wish you a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And regardless of what you're doing, just know that there's a lot of love coming your way, and joy and peace and healing. And I'm sure again we'll talk again soon. If you are interested, I have more videos or meditation. You need some extra meditation to help you with feeling more relaxed or peaceful or healing or going to sleep or getting through the holidays or anything else, these transitions. You can check them out on my website. There's a bunch of free meditations and guidance, and thelabyrinthoflife.com. thelabyrinthoflife.com. And of course, I've got more videos on YouTube for, just little pieces of guidance and stuff that I've gotten through the moments here and there. And that's just under my name, Carolyn Kaufman. And anyway, many, many, many blessings to you. Big hugs and lots of love.